Alright, Shalom. I'm gonna start saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. I'm gonna say all praise and glory due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, great millstone. Peace and mercy be unto the Lord's elect out there, teaching the word in truth and sincerity. Alright, I'm the brother Amar coming back at you with another video. And real quick, man, I just want to get into this real quick. Man, I saw this article I was reading through, and I just, it sparked my interest to kind of, link some precepts with it and just kind of do some edification on, the history of women's clothing and pretty much how it's contrary to the scriptures. All right, I'm just gonna hop right into it. All right, this is from curranfinch.com. It's a history of women wearing men's clothing. February 17, 2017. They say today most people wouldn't bat an eye at a woman wearing pants or a bow tie in the Western world. In the Western world, they're referring to America, or aka Babylon. They say, but it isn't always this way. In fact, prior to the late 19th and 20th century, social customs were very strict regarding women's clothing. So it said prior to the late 19th and 20th century, social women's clothing were very strict regarding women's clothing. And which is true, you know what I mean? Prior to those, like I said, prior to what the article just read, prior to the 19th and 20th century, women just couldn't go around wearing whatever the hell they wanted to wear. It was a particular set of clothes that a woman had to be dressed in, which was like skirts, dresses, and stuff like that, and not pants and stuff. But let's keep reading though. It say women's clothing. It say with women wearing dresses, underskirts, and painfully tight corsets. It's in the 1950s, women's rights activist Amelia Bloomer started to shake things up. She advocated for women to ditch the tight corsets and heavy petticoats worn under their skirts, initially inspired from Turkish dress. The wide, loose fitting pants worn under a knee-length skirt were aptly named the bloomer. The bloomer became a symbol of women's rights in the early 1950s and was born by famous feminism like Susan B. Anthony and Elizabeth Cady Stanton. I say then in the 1920s there was another big shift in women's clothing, with women entering the workforce during World War I and gaining the right to vote. See, that was just show you. They say then in the 1920s there was another big shift in women's clothing, with women entering the workforce during World War I and gaining the right to vote. So, and the reason why it was a big shift, because mainly women, it's going to go into it, because women had to take on more duties outside of their nature. And like I said, it's going to go into it because I read this article before, but I just want to go over it in the video and do some edification on it. I say they had to think more practically about their outfits and demanded less restriction, more casual attire. Although women continued to wear skirts, their clothing became more masculine, less, looser and sporty. And see, I'm gonna stop right there and grab a precept. You know what I mean, to not drag too much into this lesson without a precept. But it says Deuteronomy chapter 22 verse 5. It says, the woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are an abomination to the Lord thy God. So that I'm letting you, and see, and this is how you break scriptures down. This is how you read it. You correct that which is incorrect. And women putting on pants and men's attire and masculine attire, all right, garments and whatnot, that's incorrect. That's wrong. That's against the Heavenly Father. That's against His will. So what I just did, I just used a scripture out of the Holy Bible to correct that, all right, which was wrong, all right, which was incorrect. Because this world, all right, will have you believe that a woman can do whatever she wants, and she's not under the discipline of she's not under the authority of a man, and she can, dress how she feels and yada yada yada. But the scriptures say otherwise. So these people are really leaning on their own understanding, and the scriptures say that lean not upon their own understanding. All right, but it said although women can It say they had to think more practically about their outfits and demanded less restriction, more casual attire. Although women continued to wear skirts, their clothing became more masculine, looser, and sporty. It said one of the most influential fashion icons of the 20s was Coco Chanel. She rebelliously dismissed the feminine styling of her day and embraced androgynous style. Now, let's look up the word androgynous, all right? It says definition of androgynous: having the characteristics or nature of both male and female. Androgynous heroines. It say neither specifically feminine nor masculine. The androgynous pronoun them be suitable to or for either sex. Androgynous clothing. So the word androgynous means having the characteristics of nature of both male and female. So that's right there. That right there is going off, man. You can't have the characters of a male and female. Why? Because that's fucking confusion, man. That's going the hell off, man. And I'm gonna grab a precept on that real quick, but I just want to finish this off, man. So you can thank Esau for allowing this shit to even happen, man. Because these women, they wouldn't have no say so if men would just put their foot down. But Esau is a faggot, all right, or a fruit basket, if you will. It says she accelerated the already growing movement towards female empowerment, which is another thing that's going off. It say and paved the way for men's wear inspired clothing, designing elegant suits, tweed blazers, and simple everyday wear for women. She was best. What's this bitch name again, man? Coco Chanel. I gotta remember that. It says she was best known for wearing article stripes, trousers, and chunky knit sweaters. And this fucking demon right here, man, this Edomite. And the Lord, like I said, the Lord gonna do away with all this, man. All right. It said the 30s brought men's wear inspired fashion to the forefront, and actresses such as Marlene Dietrich, Audrey Hepburn, and Catherine Hepburn. It says sporting suits and bow ties in popular movie. Let me get back to let me jump down some more. Okay, here we go. It says I'm kind of jumping around. So it was really only considered socially acceptable for women to wear pants in specific situations like sports or during the wars when they took over many of the men's jobs. You see this? And I wanted to really hone in on that part right there too, because you can obviously see why. I mean, even though that still don't make it right because it's still wrong, but it says I said it was really only considered socially acceptable for women to wear pants in specific situations like sports or first of all, women ain't supposed to be doing sports. It say or during the wars when they took over many of the men's jobs. So a lot of the reasons why the women changed their attire because they had to take over men's jobs, man. All right, construction works and steel mills, and just any railroad jobs, any job that you can think of that required. That was initially set for a man. Women had to take those jobs over during the world wars and shit like that, because a lot of the men got shipped off. They say with their husbands away at war, see that women took on what were previously male dominant roles such as a farm or factory work. Since traditional women's attire wasn't appropriate for the more physical demanding work, they raided their husbands' closets and attire and altered them to fit. And like I said, I will keep going on, and I'm gonna just go read a little bit more, and I'm gonna just get that last precept and close it. But and you see, so now you know a little bit more why women wear men clothing. It was obviously an agenda pushed by the elites and stuff like that, the elite Edomites, and then I said, and more so too, during the times of war and shit like that, they had to take on what the article just said, more physical demanding work. And pretty much replace their husbands, which were males, and had male dominant jobs, and then they had to take on those roles. Why? Because they were shipped off to war. And say in 1939, Vlog illustrated a woman in a pair of pants on the cover of his May issue. The editors wrote, "Our new slacks are inapproachably masculine in their tailoring, but women have made them entirely their own by the colors in which they order them and the accessories they add." However, the article goes on to depict when, where, and how these slacks may be worn stating, You know what I mean? And then, I said, when you keep on reading, I'm not gonna go through all of this, man. But it even goes into women wearing fucking blazers with the fucking shoulders out, man. This is like, and you can just read this whole article, man. This is a very good article. But you know, oh, I'm just reading this last little part, man. It says, Saint Laurent took menswear inspired styling to new heights, and with his smoking tuxedo jacket held as the alternative to the little black dress, as he himself, for women, the tuxedo an indispensable outfit which they felt comfortable with, so they couldn't be who they are. This is style, not fashion. Fads go away. When you keep reading that, it went about how women, when they got those fucking suits, man, they tailor them specifically to have somewhat like a male presence on them. That's why they have women wearing the broad shoulders and whatnot. But I'm gonna end it off on this last precept, man. I know I didn't grab that many precepts, but I just wanted to kind of more so get the history on why women dress the way that they do. You know, let's see, Salakia. Let's see, and I just had it too, man. Might have to bring it back up. Salakia, hold on, man. I'm gonna have to bring it back up. All right, damn, I thought I had it. All right, boom. All right, here we go. So, 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 33. For Yahweh was not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints, man. All right, so this right here that you see at the bottom of the screen, a woman wearing fucking pants and a blazer, and just attire to more so fit a woman. Fit a man, and it's more so fit for a man. Doing this is a confusion. All right, and then I just broke down the word androgynous. Androgynous mean having both male and female characteristics, man. So this is confusing, man, because you gotta have either one. If it's a female, dress appropriate as a female. If it's a male, vice versa. All right. But Esau, on the other hand, he's about just dismantling everything Yahweh Shem Yahshua stand for, and he must be taken down. But I pray this is edifying. With that, I'm gonna give our praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Karkadash. Double honor to our apostle, as great male, so peace and mercy be unto the Lord's elect. Shalom.